Hi, my name is Shmuley Goldberg. I'm the Senior Technology Evangelist at ClickTale. Back in 1995, what differentiated you from your competitors was simply having a website. Half the companies weren't online, and those that were had made themselves special, had stood out from the crowd. At the turn of the century, everyone had a website. The difference between you and your competition was who had the nicest website, or the best looking or most professional website. Now that's shifted somewhat because everyone has an easy to use, good looking website. And if you don't, it really is very cheap to buy them pretty much bog standard online. The differentiator today is how your customer engages with the site, how the customer experiences your content, your images, and what they perceive they're able to do on the site makes a much bigger difference and is the differentiator between you and your competition at the moment. So traditionally, websites are built on a business objective outwards. You know what you want your customers to do on a site, whether it's purchase an item or make a reservation, and therefore you'll build an entire website to get them to do what you want them to do. And you'll get the 2 to 5% that do exactly that. But then you've got 95 to 98% not converted customers, which from the business point of view were failures. What we try and do is actively shift the way that the market looks at building websites. So instead of trying to work out what the business wants, face forward we go, what's the customer trying to get on my website? What does a customer want to achieve? Are they looking for information? Are they looking to find a map? Are they looking for shipping addresses? Are they just looking for information to come back and make a purchase another time? And building a site this way means that you're giving your customer what they want on your site, and then you can monetize what a customer's already doing instead of trying to force a customer to do something which wasn't necessarily their objective in the first place. One thing we learned quite quickly after working with some of the world's largest websites, it can be very difficult convincing hundreds of thousands of people every day to do what you want them to do on your website. When you build it from the business objective outwards and you have a button you want them to click or something you want them to buy, convincing all your traffic to do that is very, very tiring. It's often a lot easier to look at what traffic is already doing on your website, what do customers want to get out of your website, and then learning how to monetize those actions, be it finding information, making a purchase, or even going on social media. By looking at what customers are already doing on the site itself and then monetizing that, you've got a much higher chance of hitting your own business objectives at the same time. And we've already found this model to be drastically more successful. I'll give you a really good example. When a customer comes to a travel website, most travel websites nowadays push customers to buy tickets. But what we learned after watching customer behavior is that most customers to these sites either already have tickets or aren't interested in buying tickets at all, and they simply want to find arrivals and departure times. That's all they wanted to get out of the site. So building a whole website pushing these customers to buy a ticket is never going to be successful because they don't want a ticket. Instead, building a site which gives customers exactly what they want, so in this case, being the best website for finding arrivals and departures time, is a much more effective way to engage the customer and make sure that they enjoy the website experience and are then going to come back when they are ready to buy a ticket. The way that ClickTale actually works is very simple. There's a couple of minutes of installation, and then from that point on, you get to watch every single customer on every single page of your website. And when I say watch, I mean see where they move their mouse, see where they click, see what content they're looking at, see if they're having problems within forms. And this gives a much greater understanding of what's happening inside your site than just say knowing how many customers came to a certain page. Now, we're not just collecting this to work out what customers look at or don't look at, but it's much more effective to actually see why customers are or are not taking a certain action inside your website. For example, on an e-commerce store, once you start watching 2 or 3 videos of customers trying to buy an item, getting frustrated at an error message and just leaving your site, immediately you'll be able to work out why these customers are leaving the website and what you could have done to make these customers stay. In a couple of minutes, you can find out how many other customers had the same issue or had the same problems. And by this method of trial and error and improving small changes on your site, we see conversion rates increase within a couple of weeks, anywhere from 20 to 200%. Website builders and designers today, through no fault of their own, simply can't work out what each and every customer who comes to their website hopes to achieve. You can't look at hundreds of thousands of people and build a site that matches each and every one of their expectations. That's why we've built a service that lets you see actually what each and every customer on your website is doing today, and then work out how to build a site that manages to hit your bulk audience. Make sure that everyone is able to achieve what they want on your website, guaranteeing customers come back and your own conversion rates increase. It's not just e-commerce and traditional money-making websites that are seeing the impacts that we're talking about. We're currently recording 70,000 websites today in every industry imaginable, and we're recording millions of page views on a daily basis, collecting information of how people use content websites, news websites, even blogs and government websites, all the way up to social media sites, so that we can then let the site owners know exactly what the customer wants out of the site, and then they can deliver and surpass customer expectations.